Better Call Saul ended last night. It broke my heart. I love that ending, but in today's video, we're going to be diving in and ranking every season of Better Call Saul from worst to best. Now, my name is Zach. Thank you so much for clicking on this. If you want my full thoughts on the entire finale, I do have a video of that up on the channel. Spoiler warning, it's a masterpiece, so is this entire show. And as just so you guys know, Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time. I've loved it. It was the main thing that actually got me into talking about film and television. Without that show, I would not be on YouTube today. So thank you so much for Breaking Bad. Thank you so much to the creators of Better Call Saul as well. Let's dive in to this ranking. And if you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below your thoughts. Coming out in the last spot is Better Call Saul Season 2. Now, I find this season to actually be quite good, but it's not great. And I feel like this is a show that actually takes its time growing to be what it actually needed to be. Where Breaking Bad really only took like a season and a half, this show definitely takes 2 seasons to get to that point. And Season 2 is kind of that one season, that in-between one that's setting up everything to be great. There's a lot of very fine-tuned content in here that without it would not lead into, say, things in season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6. This is the penultimate season that really started to bring everything about. And I like that this season overall is about Jimmy trying to figure out what is his next step in life. He quits law and he tries to kind of stick around and after accepting a new offer, but it doesn't really work. What this season really does is start to also elevate Jimmy and Kim and their relationship on that next level and where they start to go. This is a unique season that kind of starts to shift us over to Saul, but not yet. That's where it brings us to my number 5th spot in this entire ranking, and that is Better Call Saul Season 1. Now, this was a fabulous first season that goes as far to show that this is not just a prequel, but it is also a spin-off and sequel to Breaking Bad itself. And what this season really defined is, all right, there's a lot more to Better Call Saul and Saul Goodman himself than we know. In fact, he doesn't even go by Saul Goodman. His name is Jimmy McGill. As well as the most brilliant thing about this season is the fact that it also reintroduces Jonathan Banks' Mike, who became one of the souls of this entire universe of Breaking Bad stuff. Very much importantly, the secondary character to Better Call Saul, and that's kind of one of the things I loved about this show so much, is where Breaking Bad, yes, you had Hank, you had Maria, you had Skyler, and certain things that they were going about, but really much in the end of the day, you truly just loved Walter White and Jesse, and that's what the show really much focused on. Yes, Mike was there, Gus was there, Saul was there. Better Call Saul, in the end of the day, when you look at every single season, they do give development to every character involved in here. And to the same point, there's not one annoying character that you can pick out and be like, that character is terrible. Whether it's Howard Hamlin, he's great, and then you have Chuck McGill, who's awesome, Jimmy McGill, Kim Wexler. All these characters grow inside. And again, season 1 was the great details of planting their seeds of where it needed to be, and also showing where Jimmy McGill started at specifically in his career and building up his relationship with his brother, which was very important. I forgot to even mention Michael Mando's Nacho was also a fantastic pick for this entire show. Brings me down to my next spot, and that is Better Call Saul Season 3. You're going to start to see a trend here, but Better Call Saul Season 3 really started to give, again, the brotherly head-to-head kind of thing in here, where Chuck starts to gain advantage over Jimmy due to certain things within, like, the possession of an incriminating tape, but also their relationship starts to really start to bend and break and not really mold, and it's something that's starting to become in a way that really will not further out its development. And what I find the best about the season is how it really started to further out and develop, again, that relationship, but also everyone else. Jimmy and Kim, continuing this all. In fact, it has one of the best season finales out of all of the Better Call Saul seasons because of the Lantern episode, the one where Chuck McGill ends up dying. And that season, again, this season in particular, everything kind of leading up to that point was the breaking point and one of the biggest reasons where it started to turn Jimmy into Saul Goodman officially. That's not it, folks. There's other reasons why he started to become that way. Now, guys, we only have 3 more seasons to talk about. I definitely want to remind you guys to leave your thoughts down below. And if you're enjoying content like this, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we have a lot more fun content coming up, whether it comes down to movies, TV. If you're a geek like me and you're just as passionate about this type of stuff, this is certainly the right place. And if you want more exclusive videos, specifically watch-along videos for She-Hulk and or House of Dragons and other shows coming up, make sure to check out my Patreon down below. I just started it up and I think a lot of you guys might enjoy it. Coming in the next spot is Better Call Saul Season 4. Now, this season in particular follows Jimmy in his grieving terms after Chuck's death, which is major for his entire character development. And plus, Kim's relationship with him really starts to sputter into something special here. Again, just like every season, this starts to twist and turn him into the man that we met in Breaking Bad. And this is where this season really comes to a head, specifically in his whole business venture with working with cell phones, which was quite interesting. I think one of the better things about season 4 is when they actually started to piece together everything else kind of going on behind the scenes. Obviously, Mike had been there, and I think Mike got a lot of great developments in there. But one of the things that this season really started to piece together was, of course, everything with Gus, Mike, Nacho, Salamanca, and all of those elements. In fact, we even find out how Salamanca got the bell. Plus, we start to see the development of Gus and Mike and their whole underground cook lab. This was starting to become one of the seasons that started to peel back the layers of Breaking Bad while introducing new elements that were definitely going to make everyone's lives a problem. Which brings me to my second to last place, which is Better Call Saul Season 5. Now, Season 5 has some of the best episodes, specifically the Bagman episode, which leads Jimmy out to go run an errand for a client, and it becomes not so simple. That is one of the best episodes of Better Call Saul, arguably one of the best episodes of the entire Breaking Bad world. But the way that it just kind of leads up, everything with Lalo, all the tension building up between Saul and Kim and Gus and everything of that nature, all of it comes up to a very climactic and exciting event where they try to hit Lalo and it doesn't work. And of course, Saul and Kim don't know this is going on. They just think he's out there to die. And there's so many fascinating things that happens throughout the season. Again, Lalo, a lot of stuff has to be given credit to how such a great performance that was given. I think in some ways this was the season that really pushed him over the edge to understand, okay, I can do this. If I survive that, I can survive anything, which is not the mindset that he should absolutely have. Brings me to my number one, which is Better Call Saul Season 6, which was a fantastic ending to this entire show, and arguably, and I'm ready to say this, might even be a better ending than Breaking Bad. I still prefer Breaking Bad as a show, but Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are like right there, and given this is kind of the concluding series, the concluding nature to everything, even though it was a prequel, in the end of the day, it was also a sequel and a spinoff, giving development and closure to a lot of different things that had happened in Breaking Bad, and we get that here. We learn and see what actually pushed this guy over the edge from going, yes, from just calling me Saul Goodman to actually making him Saul Goodman. We see, it was love. In the end of the day, it was love, and I'm sappy for that shit. But this season was intense, seeing how Lalo kind of comes back and hides himself up, and we get that cliffhanger of Howard dying, then leading into one of the most intense episodes of the entire world of Breaking Bad, where Kim must go to Gus's house and point a gun to his head, and all of that nature and all the build up to there. The fact that this season made me care about characters that I knew would survive because we had seen them in Breaking Bad, while also ripping my heart out because I didn't know what was going to happen to other characters, brilliant. The way that you can do it, smartest execution you could possibly do. But the scams, you see this. You see Kim Breaking Bad at one point. You see why she would do this. You get a little bit more development to her and Jimmy's relationship. You start to love them. Then they break up. No! But it all comes back full circle. We see more of Gene and what he's been going on, and that Saul, in the end of the day, thinks he's invincible until he gets caught. And, you know, I have a full video on the entire ending, but the way that they tied everything into this was perfect. The way that they tied every character, all the cameos, all the flashbacks, all those natures, they all meant well and played into the narrative of this show. And I would be very bad to not make sure to talk about Michael Mando's incredible on-the-run performance as Nacho. And that final moment where he knew he was going to die, and that goodbye to his father, and then Mike going to his father, all those sorts of things broke my heart, and God, I love this season. It is one of my favorite things of television ever, and Better Call Saul is a fucking masterpiece. So with all that said, guys, that is my ranking of Better Call Saul. Besides Season 1, Season 2, everything kind of just got better and better and better. Same thing as Breaking Bad, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts, so make sure to leave your thoughts down below. Thank you so much again for watching this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.